I followed NBA basketball for nearly 20 years, and I honestly can't remember any number one pick or rookie getting this much hate the way the WNBA's 2024 top pick Caitlin Clark has. Look at LeBron James, he didn't catch real hate until the decision. Kevin Durant didn't get hit like that until he joined Golden State. Ben Simmons wasn't heavily dragged until the sitting out years started. Even Dylan Brooks didn't become widely hated until he leaned into the villain role. See the common thread. There was always a trigger, something they did that created the backlash. And that's fair, people can feel how they want, but actions bring reactions. I bring this up because Caitlin Clark isn't only the WNBA's biggest new star, she might be the fastest rising star in all of basketball right now. Yet she's getting hate with no clear reason. She hasn't been running her mouth. She didn't join an unfair super team. She hasn't played games like pretending to be hurt. From what we've watched this season and what she showed in college, she's been elite and carried herself like a pro the whole time. Still, a lot of people act like she's done something wrong. So today we're looking at the biggest critics and how Clark has been answering them the only way that really counts with her play.
Up in time, Clark for the win! Yeah!
And this is why Caitlin Clark will go down as one of the best to ever play the game.
One of the first big names to question her was the legend Diana Taurasi. For reasons that still don't fully add up, Taurasi kept taking public shots at Caitlin Clark. One of the most repeated lines was her saying Clark had it easy in college and that the WNBA would be a rude wake-up call because she'd be facing grown women every night.
There's levels to this thing, and that's just life. We all went through it.
Of course.
And you see it on the NBA side, and you're going to see it on this side, where, you look superhuman playing against 18-year-olds, but you're going to come with some grown women that have been playing professional basketball for a long time.
Then before the 2024 WNBA draft, Taurasi added even more heat by saying that if she had the power, Caitlin Clark would not have gone #1 overall.
I'm taking Paige. Next question.
So if you had the #1 pick this year, you would take Paige over Caitlin?
Absolutely.
In another interview, Taurasi also said Paige is the best player, even better than Caitlin, mainly because of Paige's passing.
Who plays the style that how Caitlin
What is the
plays?
style? Just threes?
Wow. It's not just threes.
What is her style?
That's how you can tell it's shade. Nobody is saying Paige is a bad player, but the numbers don't support that claim. In college, Paige averaged about 4.5 assists a game. Caitlin led the NCAA in assists 3 straight years and finished with a career average around 8.2 assists per game, nearly double. What makes it feel even more bitter is that Caitlin Clark used to admire Taurasi and looked at her as someone to learn from.
Who plays like Caitlin is what I'm saying from a female. Who do you think plays like her? Haven't seen a female play like her.
No, me either.
That's all I'm saying.
But I think it's like from a freedom standpoint, too. I haven't seen a player with that type of green light before in college. I've had games in college and pro, 6, 7, 8 threes made out of 12, 11, 13, not 20.
And to make it worse, even though Caitlin entered the league as a superstar-level prospect, Taurasi never reached out to her, not even once.
Essentially it was the committee's job to pick the 12 that, based on our selection criteria.
The crazy part is Caitlin has never publicly disrespected Diana. There's no clip of Clark taking a shot at Taurasi anywhere. But on the court, she answered everything. In their first matchup, Caitlin controlled the game with a double-double, 15 points and 12 assists, and it was clear who set the tone. In the second game with Taurasi out, Caitlin did it again with 20 points and 13 assists, and her team won big. Then in the third and final meeting, Taurasi had one more chance to prove her point, and Caitlin hit her hardest, 29 points and 10 assists to complete a 3-0 season sweep of the Mercury. Taurasi said Clark would get humbled by grown women. Instead, Clark made it look like she was the one running the show. Another critic she shut down was Lexi Brown. On Gil's Arena, Brown made the wild claim that Caitlin can only shoot threes.
Clock at 14. Clark, step back, hits a three!
Now that the season has played out, that take looks like pure hate. Brown had to know Clark led the NCAA in assists 3 straight years. And now Clark is leading the WNBA in assists 2, sitting over 8 per game. That alone ends the argument. Brown also suggested that she could do everything Caitlin does if she had the same freedom and green light, which is basically saying Clark isn't that special.
She's killing them, but you have a 25-year-old playing against a 20-year-old. Like, you should be killing them. Clark right now probably takes about 40 shots a game. If you're going to break a record, to me, if it's legitimate, you have to break that record in the same amount of time that that player set it.
Okay. But when you look at the head-to-head games, it wasn't close. Across their two matchups, Clark completely outperformed Brown by a huge margin, 41 points to 8, 4 blocks to 1, 7 steals to 1, 14 assists to 4, and 15 rebounds to 9. Even the efficiency gap was clear, 45% effective field goal for Clark versus 32% for Brown. They weren't producing in the same universe, yet Brown still talked like they were equal, which makes the original comment look even worse. Another big moment that upset people was Team USA leaving Caitlin off the roster and saying it was because of criteria.
She sat up there and was applauding Indiana Fever players, but then forgot to mention Caitlin Clark.
Leaving her out basically suggests she didn't qualify by their own standards. But that logic doesn't hold up when you look at how she stacked up in the league. In the MVP race, Nafisa Collier was listed at number 3, Aya Wilson was number 1, and Caitlin Clark was sitting right between them at number 2. So the message becomes the player many people see as the second best in the league wasn't good enough for Team USA, which sounds crazy. She also took a team that was near the bottom and helped push them into playoff-level basketball, and since June they've played like one of the better teams in the league. Clark making critics look wrong has been a theme all year. Next is the biggest and loudest rivalry, Angel Reese. It's obvious Angel does not like Caitlin. From the 2023 NCAA title game energy to early WNBA moments where Angel hit Caitlin in the head and seemed to celebrate rough play against her, to All-Star Weekend where she took a half-court shot right after Caitlin missed and celebrated with everyone except Caitlin, it's been a pattern. Call it jealousy, call it personal, whatever it is, the tension is real. But Caitlin got her payback in the WNBA by winning the season series 3-1 against the Sky. The strongest statement came in the last meeting when awards and pride were on the line and Caitlin showed up big. She had 31 points and 13 assists before she even checked out with 3:52 left in the fourth, while the Fever were up 27. At that same moment, Angel had 5 points and 9 rebounds. The gap was loud. Caitlin was on the bench, relaxed, drinking Gatorade and dancing, while Angel looked like she was chasing numbers to secure a double-double. People noticed and social media lit up, calling it stat padding among other things. That game pushed Caitlin's megastar image even higher and made Angel look like she was pressing too hard. Another late critic was WNBA legend Cheryl Swoops, who went on Gil's Arena and used the moment to go at Caitlin. Swoops claimed Caitlin was 25 playing against younger college players, but Caitlin was actually 22 and playing her own age group. She also said Caitlin was taking 40 shots a game when the real number was about 22.7. She even tried to downplay Caitlin's records and called her scoring title questionable. Then she praised the Indiana Fever and named multiple players but left Caitlin out completely. That's like praising Draymond and Clay and pretending Curry isn't there, or talking about Rodman and Pippen while skipping Michael. Caitlin is the top scorer on the Fever and also their assist leader, so talking about the team without mentioning her makes no sense. And how did Caitlin respond to Swoops? She didn't. Caitlin has stayed silent the whole time. Meanwhile, Swoops has been the one melting down online, arguing with Stephen A. Smith and feuding with Nancy Lieberman, and the drama has hurt her own reputation more than it hurt Caitlin. She's even on the Dallas Wings broadcast crew, and when the Fever came to town they had to take her off the broadcast because of all the noise around her. Then Swoops made it worse by posting screenshots of a private conversation publicly. And through all of that, Caitlin kept quiet and just kept playing. At this point, Clark is showing what a true star looks like, handling hate with control and letting the game answer everything. That's how she's been shutting down critics and turning hate into highlights. And if you want the full breakdown of that final game against Angel Reese, where Caitlin took over and made the moment hers, there's a separate video that goes through every detail.